look who it is, you beautiful, gorgeous bastards out there. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. What day is today? Friday, July the 8th, 2022. Baby boys, baby girls, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, welcome back. We're doing it. Hope everybody's safe and sound wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet, aka the blue floating marble. It's Friday. It's one of the best days of the week. We said it before, we'll say it again. One of the best days of the week. Right now here in Toronto in Ontario, Canada, nationwide. As a matter, as I'm speaking to you right now, the internets are down, so we're making the videos, but I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get it to you out today. Might be today, might be later today, might be later today, might be the latest in the day, might be tomorrow, but I'm making it today on the 8th, baby. And that's what it is. Sometimes the internet gets down, baby. The internet's always been down. Internet's been down like James Brown. Maybe, you're like, how do we fix the internet? It's to give it a blue chew. It's always doing everything on its own. You know what I mean? Help it out a little bit. Happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not you. It's you. It's the internet. It's not us. It's never us. It's the internets. But man, we're so reliant on these internets these days. It goes down, all of a sudden everything stops for the most part. A lot of things slow down, at least if they don't stop, they slow down. But not us. No, you and I, because that's the thing. I'll make these videos, and if need be, I'll start getting it out to you via old school. I will wrap it up. I've got trained birds here. We'll get a couple of pigeons, wrap it up. Next thing you know, airdrop. Best method of delivery, old school, doing it, no big deal. But pigeon carriers aside, I'm all about getting this out to everybody. And you're like, man, where can we find these videos? You can find these videos, first of all, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, all over the place on YouTube for the full-length video lovers out there, for the segment lovers who like to dip and dabble and come back. Maybe you like to watch a 10-minute video, go take a poopy in the bathroom. Don't watch the videos in the bathroom. I don't care, dog. Wherever you watch it. But I'm just saying, it comes in segments. That's for the Instagram folk, And then Patreon. Patreon is where we get tight. Where this operation is the glue that binds us together, holds us together. Patreon is what I really had some with that one, but not really. So, Patreon's for those people who really want to get behind the show, in front of the show, shoulder to shoulder with the show, and just support the show no matter what, through the thick and thin. And I appreciate you. Thank you for checking out Patreon. You can go ahead and subscribe if you like. If you don't like, there's always options of always subscribing if you don't like to subscribe. And don't worry about it. Talk about it with everybody that you know, your family members. As a matter, if you're working right now, put everything aside. Press the stop button or the pause. Just stop everything. I want you to just for 45 minutes to an hour, go grab your manager, go grab the underboss, go grab the overboss. Maybe you're the boss. Grab yourself. When was the last time you grabbed yourself, fella? Lady, grab yourself. Sit down. Have a little coffee with your boy. Just ease into Friday, because Friday is that initiation to the weekend. We're getting initiated, baby. It's Friday is that test. Friday is when, like, is it gonna go down this weekend or is it not gonna? Friday is how we sort through we sort on Fridays. We sort through it's like us sorting through drawers. It doesn't matter what you're looking for, but you're sorting anyway. You're sorting. Oh, what is this? Socks on the left, undies on the right. Sorting, What is that drawer? It's the medicine cabinet. Nice. Liquids on top, pills on the bottom, or reverses, whatever you're into. No judgment. Putting it out there, man, but that's what it is. Stop the conveyor belt. That surgery, there's always going to be time for surgery. You're like, it's a matter of life and death. Is it? Is it though? It really is in your case if you're a surgeon, isn't it? Tell you what, instead of, giving your patients morphine or whatever else form of opioids are out there to ease the pain, stop it. Let's go, Natty. Put on the show. You're doing open heart, open fart surgery, fam. Open heart, open fart surgery. Nothing eases the process more than a gladyamadeit episode. It's always, and that's the thing. I want you to know I'm in there with you. I've been in there with you from the get-go, and thank you for being with me from the get-go, the long-time viewers and listeners. Whoever's just joining us today, go ahead. There's plenty of room. Grab a seat. You don't want to sit, stand up, fam. I don't really judge, dude. I don't judge. If you sit, I don't judge. If you stand, I don't judge. As long as you're talking about it, if you like, that is. And this is how this thing grows. This is how you grow. This is how I grow. This is how we all grow. And growth is that natural process of life. And we're all about natural processes of life. And trying to, you see a process, it's natural, consists of life, we fall right into it, Natural processes, and this guy, like that, tight. But I hope the internet gets back up, man, because if it doesn't, for whatever reason, and it lingers on for days, weeks, months, I don't know what I'd do. Man, I've never really given it that much thought. Have you guys given it that much thought? If the internets go down, If they go down and they don't come back up. Come back up, internet. You got this. But we're all dependent on these. We're all dependent on technology, and things get better. Speaking of surgeons, segue, smooth, segue time. Segue time. Surgery, man. I've been looking into surgery. I was curious. I'm like, what was the first type of surgery that we did? When was the first surgery that we did, And apparently we've been surgical. We've been surgeon. Surgeon sick, roughly 6,000 BC if I'm not mistaken. We were doing, and it wasn't like, it wasn't the fancy schmancy tech that we have, obviously, but they used other stuff, tools, intuition, mostly intuition. A lot of it came from necessity of somebody in need and somebody brave enough or bold enough to go ahead. And again, as we spoke about it earlier this week, what do we like to do? We like to experiment. Somebody came in with a headache, with a bellyache, with a backache, with a toothache, with a toe ache, with a vaginal ache, penile ache, butthole aches and pains, all over the place, right? You'd go in there and there was only one sort of remedy to it all. They drill a hole in your head and that was it. That would remedy everything. You came in there, you're not feeling too swell. Drill a hole in your head. Just let out a little bit of air. That's what it was. It was generic, covered a lot of our needs at the time. Like I said, headache, drill a hole. Stomach ache, drill a hole. Heartache, drill a hole in the old noggin. 6,000 years ago, which is insane. And you'd be walking around with a hole in your head, whistling all day, every day. Quit with the whistling. It's the library, That's what they'd say. And then you'd be kicked out. All of a sudden, you become ostracized. You're an outcast. But then luckily, hopefully, there'd be others like you. You can go out there and find other fellas or ladies with holes in their heads. And, we've got plenty of holes in our faces and our heads already. What's another extra hole or two? We got the nose holes, we got the ear holes, we got the mouth hole. What's another hole, dude? What? It's just an extra hole. And it's great for ventilation, for blood flow, for making honey, trapping a couple of bees in there, making honey. You know what I mean? You get with nature like that. You're like just invite them in, or like a little Tweety bird. Lay an egg in there, Next thing magic trick. Instead of pulling it out of your hat, that was the first rabbit out of the hat originated from rabbit out of the head instead of the hat. That was because we didn't have hats. It took us a long time to come to terms with that, eventually find something and, create hats. But before that, it was if you wanted to pull something out of somewhere, you had to go in. You know, it wasn't without. It's always within. But people stopped at one point. I don't know why. I don't know why. It wasn't probably giving the best results, but at the same rate. You know what I mean? What is the best result? You know, before surgery, sure, you might have a little bit of heartache, a little bit of headache, a little bit of backache, you know, a little bit of nip ache. And everything else is functioning fine. Everything else is like, you know, you're functioning at like, normally you'd be 100%. Let's say with one of those aches, you'd be at 97. You'd be at like 96. You know? Drill a hole, all of a sudden that plummets all the way down to like 30, 40, sometimes 20. You know, you got your tongue out, you're cross-eyed, losing all sense of mobility, hand-eye coordination not too great, and life's just much easier in that. So in a sense, you know, is it for the best or the worst? I don't know. You be the judge of that. What kind of life do you want to lead? But that is insane, man. 6,000 years ago. And who knows, with human history all being a big mystery, who knows? Maybe we've done more stuff prior to that, again, with the ancient knowledges that gets lost deep within the sands of time. You know? It's in there somewhere. But man, like I said, back then you'd have to have, if I were a surgeon back then, if I were a patient back then, let me tell you this. I wouldn't even bother asking if you got sick 6,000 years ago, you are both the patient and the surgeon. You might as well do surgery on yourself. You might, if it's 6,000 years ago, you might as well be doing surgery on yourself. You know what I mean? Because the next guy, like, it'd be so difficult to find a doctor. Doctors were so scarce, baby. It was like one doctor per, I don't even know, dude. Every 1,000 people, every 10,000 people, maybe. Who knows? Not a lot of, probably other forms of medicine. Of course, they call it different things, but still, people that really knew what they were doing, really rare. So that all, you know, if it came down to it, you start drilling holes in your own head, man. Fuck. Can't even imagine. And imagine like that was common knowledge, you know, that was the thing. And it wasn't even like debated or anything. So if it came down to it, you got something, you knew somebody or yourself, somebody has to go in there and drill a hole. Is it gonna look good? Probably not. You know what you could do to make it look, dude? You could like put a little flower there, just, you know, because you got the hole in there. Put a whole bouquet of flowers, and we should bring that back. Again, everything else, performance, overall well-being might plummet, but is it fashionable? Maybe. Let's bring it back, because you know everything it's recycled, baby. We do recycle things. So maybe the hole in the head needs to be back. Again, I'm not gonna up for it, but it's, oh shit, oh snap, dude, oh connection time, dudes, ladies, holy crap. Because all this talk about like getting, you know, potential neural links or other products like it inside the membranes, man, we've been digging at it for 6,000 years. It's not even like like we talk about it these days. We're like, man, if we got the Neuralink or something else, you might be, you know. But essentially, before the chip or the pill or the, you know, we were drilling holes in heads long ago. This is not a new thing, but it is scary and exciting at the same rate. I wonder if they thought we'd be functioning better if we got holes in our heads. That was the move, you know? Who knows? At the same rate, again, like, if normal people, regular people probably wouldn't even have access to surgery. It was probably started off with, I'm gonna assume, the royalty or like, you know, the upper echelon of society. If a member, you know, if a high priest, you know, if a high priest that's, you know, just high on shrooms or smoking a little weed, you know, that high priest is sick, and we can't afford to lose this priest. Maybe the Pope at the time needed a little bit of surgery. I don't know, but that's the person that would get surgery. Because other people, I'm assuming, wasn't too accessible. So, but then it came with like repercussions. What if for the surgeon? Because what if you did a good job? You did a good job Word gets around, the pressure is on. Now you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to be putting them holes in them heads. You gotta be ready. From all across the globe, there'd be like a few fellas who'd be putting holes in heads and doing it. Fine job at it. And word gets around, now you got a reputation, now you gotta uphold that reputation. You can't be performing perfect holes on one hand and then be, etching little squares in another. That's just asking for discrepancies, miscommunications. Are there, I want that trademark circle. I want that perfect circle in my head. You go in there, you try to experiment. You're like, what if I did a star? What if I did a star? And, people weren't ready for it. But nonetheless, that's if you did a good job. If you did a bad job, it'd be, again, you're performing for a high priest, for a king, a queen, a prince, a princess. Because they'd be waiting there. They'd be like, fix him. The other royals would be like, fix him, fix the king for us. Fix our prince. All no big deal, no pressure surrounding you, just over your head with like a sword and a bow and arrow and tights. They'd be wearing tights. They kept it tight back then. We keep it tight now. Point is, there'd be a lot of pressure because if you didn't perform well, then potentially you got holes in your head. You got holes in your head. No bueno, but we've come a long way, man. We've come a long way. Things are looking good. I'm all overall, as always, Mr. Optimistic, glass half full mentality all day, every day. You know me, dog. Wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a start of your weekend with positive thoughts and energy. It's time because it's summertime, baby. It's time to put away that summertime sadness, and it's time to experiment with a little bit of summertime gladness. Let's get silly with it. Let's get you ready. You want to go outside, but you don't know how to go outside, and maybe you want to go get yourself a date. Maybe you're thinking about going out on a date. Maybe you already have somebody, but you want to go out on it. You know what the best kind of date is? It's a coffee date. Once you go on a coffee, when was the last time you grabbed an old Americana or a little regular black old coffee with your lover hand in hand, walking in a park, strolling in a park, rolling in a park, crawling? When was the last time you crawled in a park, dude? When was the last time you and your lady got on your bellies and crawled like a couple of Slytherins in the local park? And sure, people looked at you, they're like, why are they slithering and sliding? You looking at them because you don't understand. We in loves. We be doing loves, is what you say to the youngins. Set an example. Set it straight. Set it tight. Slither all across the grass, baby. Wrap yourself around a damn tree. Nothing, but again, with coffee. It's underrated. I'm telling you, coffee is underrated. Makes for a perfect first date because, you could go other beverages, but the benefit of the coffee for a first date, what do we get? Let's grab a coffee. Yeah, because the coffee is the equalizer. The coffee date specifically will let you know what this is and what that'll be in the future. Because you don't want to go first date. You don't want to be drinking Dom Perignon on the first date, or maybe you does. I'm the coffee. That's my go-to, baby. What are we doing? We're grabbing coffee. Why? Because coffee is a drink served both hot and cold. What other drink could you get that's hot and cold? I can't think of one. You're like, tea. Get out of here. You shut your dirty trap hole. Okay? Tea. Nice try. But coffee is numero uno for dates. Tea, no, sir. No, ma'am. Because coffee, you can go iced coffee. You can go iced coffee, which is iced and coffeed. Okay? And then let's say one of you guys likes things hot. One of you guys likes the drink to be hot. You wanna take a sip of that and you wanna burn your tongue with a first, second, or third degree burn. Which one's worse? Higher than that? Is that like is the third the worst, or is the first the which kind of? Well, we can for sure determine that two's in the middle. Maybe you like that second degree medium burn, dude. Lady, I got you. You go with that second degree burn through the coffees. Because the beauty of it is, let's say you burn your tongue, and your man or your lady she or he is experiencing the exact opposite. So their tongue is cold because of the iced coffee. Now what do you do? You do Goldilocks, but now all of a sudden you're wrapping your tongues around each other. You're tongue twisted. But it's such a cooling sensation in your mouth and a warming sensation in the other person's mouth. And overall, you're getting a solid room temp in each other's mouths through the coffee date. Could you have done that with any other drink? Think about it. Really, I want you to sit down, look at yourself in the mirror. You're like, man, I never really thought about it that way. Well, I'm glad we had this talk. I'm so happy we can have this conversation right now, because if we went out there, you're like, maybe some people like to go first date. It's okay to grab other sorts of drinks after the coffee, but the first date, first drink, a coffee, a stroll, a coffee, a sit down. And then you get up and go, that's later in the evening, later in the day. You could have all sorts of drink. You can have water, for example, regular water if you're into that kind of thing. You could mix it up. You're like, I'm that dangerous man and lady that likes to live life on the edge. I like to chase that coffee with a little bit of tea. I see what you're doing there, getting that caffeine and still more caffeine with that tea. I see you out there doing it risky business style. No big deal, do it. But afterwards, you can go ahead and get alcoholic beverages. Now you can start, spicing. But the coffee lets you determine to see, like, where do we stand? Where are we now? Where are we now? At the local coffee shop. That's where we're at right now, baby. Where are we going? We're going out for a stroll. Where? Around, in and around, with a cup of coffee in our hands, of course. And the coffee will last. The coffee, you can sip on the coffee. If you like to down coffee, if you're a coffee chugger, if you like to chugga on that caffeine, no one's holding you back. As a matter of fact, that's how you find out if it's meant to be. You cross arms, you do the twisted arms. You're drinking from each other's cups. Oh, it's delish. Enjoy. Americana, a regular black coffee, a French vanilla, a mocha latte. So many varieties. I don't really know too many, because I regularly go for the black coffee or a regular coffee, which consists of that one milk, one sugar. Steady, stable, reliable, always there for you. Not like those extra, we're not the flavor of the month. We're not gonna do pumpkin spice just because sounds kind of nice during fall and around Halloween season. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna stick to what we know. We're gonna go straight black. That's how I like my chocolates. That's how I like my coffees. That's how I like my blackboards. That's how I like my crows. That's how I like my black holes. Like my coffee, dark black. What else is black? Coffee, dark, black. Black holes. Crows, we've already, ravens, like a damn raven. So I like my crows and ravens black. What else do I like? But when I'm playing chess, always black. Oh, black at it again. Back in black. Men in black. All the good stuff. So you can see there's plenty of reasons as to why I enjoy a black cup of coffee. But if you're thinking it's summer, that's what I'm saying. It's summertime, you want to set a date, keep it easy, because that's what it is. There's the future. You can have plenty of opportunities to rise together, to grow together, to experiment with all sorts of drinks. I'm talking fizzy, I'm talking non-fizzy. But initially, you want to be like, are we a couple of coffee people? Is this something that I'm feeling? Is it just me, or is it the caffeine in there? Are you also feeling a little jittery? You know, are we vibrating on the same levels? That's how you get to know a person, through coffee. Different games you can play with coffee, like spit coffee. That's when you drink coffee and spit coffee at each other, on yourself, on other people, on pets, on the weak, on the vulnerable. You know? No? All right. Fine. Don't experiment, but experiment. It's a lot of fun. Now, don't do everything as I say, the just exact same way that I says it. If you do what don't do what I says. What I says, you just listen and have fun with it. If you go out there and does what I says, things will probably not pan out too well for you. So reversies probably want to do the opposite, but also I operate in reversies myself, so the reversies of that would probably be the best option for you. Point is, you do your own thing. But I do have to put in a good word for the old coffee day, because it's underrated. Or perhaps not. Perhaps it's rated just fine. Perhaps it's regular rated. How do we know if it's rated regularly or if it's underrated, overrated? Who's doing the measurements? When did I get the measuring stick? When did we start? You know, did you measure it when it was a baby? How long has it come along? Did it grow inches, yards, feet, meters, miles? Where did it go? Where did it start? You want to be tracking non-stop, so you know that you can see the progress. But the point is, man, you can get out there and have fun. It's summertime. It's time to catch a tan line. It's time to, you know, some people, they like to go old school. They're, you know, just summer's out there, the sun is out, you like to just go strip and get some of that vitamin D au natural way, and no problem. I likes that. Some people do it through other means. I saw a fella with a spray tan, and that happens too. So you can spray tan, you can go stand in one of those tanning devices, the tanning machines. You know, start looking like a rotisserie chicken. Nothing's tastier than rotisserie chicken after all. And that's what you're aiming for. I commend you for that as well. So do whatever it takes. It's summertime. Get out there. Stretch them limbs. Stretch your groin. Really stretch, because it's so easy to pull your groin, dude. It is so easy to pull your groin. You don't want to pull your groin. You want somebody else pulling it for you. You don't want to be pulling your groin, dude. Somebody else should be doing the pulling. You pull somebody else's as well. That's how this works. You pull somebody's groin, somebody's pulling on your groin, everything's fine. You know? That's what I say, man. A little bit of teamwork, a little bit of effort, a little bit of camaraderie, a little bit of having each other's backs, a little bit of having each other's fronts, a little bit of having each other's bottoms and tops, a little bit of having each other's cores, a little bit of looking out for each other on the periphery. Overall, looking out for each other, having each other's best interest at heart, you know? Because I'm interested to know if you're interested. I'm beginning to get a sense that we're all just a little bit interested, aren't we? We're intrigued by everything that's unraveling before our eyes. Everything that's been packed and been unraveling in front of our eyes. Everything that got packed and then unraveled and then we repackaged it and then we put it in a package and then it starts to unravel again. We like what we see here. Things are moving fast, but at times it feels like things are moving slow. And that's the beauty of life. Is it fast? Is it slow? I don't know. They say if you're having a good time, it means it's going by quick. But if you're not having a good time, maybe it's slow down for you a little bit. But I'll tell you one thing, fella. Lady, you just need to relax. You just need to relax, take a breather, go out, grab a cup of coffee, grab a lady, grab a fella, get to know each other, have a little bit of fun, start building, start creating. A lot of people forgot that they should be creating. Creation forgot to, that's a lot of times we'll be hearing this. We'll be hearing that, oh, birth rates falling down, no one's catching the birth rates. Be the person that stands up. Go get somebody pregnant today. Meet somebody, go get them pregnant today. You be the change. You are the change, as a matter of fact. You're like, but it's so hard. Is it? Is it though? It really is, isn't it? It really is. So give it thought. But let's say you gave it a good solid 20, 30, 40 minutes of thought. Aren't you ready? Isn't that enough time for you to think? What you need more time than that? Okay, fine. Bring us a note saying that you need more time to think about it. You don't want to go down that path. You want to decide on your own terms. I get that too. Okay, fine. No notes necessary. But you just commit to it. You let us know that you're going to be coming in at one point and producing, and then we'll let you produce. That's what it is. Not that we're letting you produce or not letting you. You decide what you do when you want to do it. But what I'm trying to say is it's summertime. It's time to have fun. It's time to forget everything. Time to forget everything. And well, not everything. Oh my God, if you forget everything, but and this has happened before when we forgot everything. The one time it was a mess. So let's remember not to forget everything. Some things unlearn, doing a lot of that myself, and that's part of life too, because it's not just about learning. It's not just about learning. A lot of people, what they won't talk about out there is the unlearning. And here, and when I go out there, we'll talk about the unlearning as well. Because you can't just because at the same rate you think I can only learn. I can't unlearn. If you can't learn to unlearn, then you're not going to have enough room to learn new things. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You got to empty the cup to fill it back up again. You gotta break the cup to get a new cup. You gotta get kicked in the nuts without a cup so that you appreciate the fact that wearing a cup helps. Speaking of cups, I've been thinking about this Shark Tank. Once again, I'd like to propose another brilliant idea. So many businesses have flourished through this show and your help and the people coming in, everybody working together. Ladies, tired of you guys having to go through a process of what we like to in the, because you know me, I'm a non-professional doctor at my own dwelling, I do my own residency at my residence, and I might, if you're gonna be the type that's like, can I see your certificate of, where did you go to med school? I went to the med school. Okay, that's all you need to know. Is it for real? Listen, you're getting sidetracked, and I'd like to bring your attention and just focus everything in once again on the process that ladies tend to go every month. Ladies, and if you don't know, well, let me tell you something about the female anatomy. Every month, ladies happen to go through an ovulation process where they release eggs, and whilst doing so, they tend to bleed. Now, for generations, ladies, you've been reliant on such utensils as the tampon or the Tampax or other devices. Some people just, old school, they used to just cup it in a hand. People who were really in a good relationship had their significant other, provide a hand, and that was done for centuries. But eventually we came along and created other, but I like to fast forward. This is 2022 too. Tutu. It's 2022. We're heading into 2025 down the line. Okay, and I'm thinking this. I'm thinking this, ladies. I know you're tired of, and everybody's about the recycling. Everybody's about the environment. I propose a G string, or a thong, designed with a little cup, dangling right between your thighs, right between your thunder thighs, dangling cup. It's like the same kind of. We used the same kind of. We looked at nature, and we're like, man, we love to juice and grab the fruits and put it in a juicer. And by looking at nature and having the desire to juice and looking at the juicer machine, we noticed that the juicing machine, the juicer processor, has a little container that catches the juice after the fruits have been processed. So we took that same technology and basically are working on getting a patented design. So you imagine the thong with a dangly little cup. So now look at this. Follow me here. No more tampons. No more Tampex. And quite frankly, I don't even know the difference. That's scary. But I know one of them's like a pad that's got wings. Yet I've never seen a lady fly on her period. And the other one is some sort of a mechanism that's inserted inside and it goes missing sometimes. That happened to me, myself, when I was a little girl, going through puberty, having my period. You're like, that never happened, and sure, yeah, no, it didn't. But in another lifetime, in another, hey, let's focus on people. Let's like, hey, can you put your selfish perspective aside for us? This is about we're looking out for each other, and it's time for you and I to stop being selfish and think about other. And so, which is why I've decided to, again, Shark Tank, if you're listening, Dragon's Breath, if you're listening out there, let's team up, because this is, I've already got the design in my head space, and with the snap of a finger, I could easily make this noise. So with that being said, think about it, because how much, where does it go, first of all? Once it's like, where do the bloody tampons and Tampexes go? Everywhere. I think. I've really not looked that deep into it. I'm not gonna front on you, but I just thought this was a great idea. Who's with me? Let's do this. 51%, 49%, you guys. 51% for me, 49% for you guys. We get these bad boys manufactured somewhere else, cheap. I'm talking cheap labor. I'm about cutting costs so I can save you money. What? You don't want to save money? Unless you're not into saving money, then I can make it right here. Then I could pay people proper wages and give them health care and dental plan, and maybe a visit to the optometrist every once in a while wouldn't hurt either. It's always 2020 in hindsight, isn't it? You got that eagle hawk eyesight, seeing everything from above. Yeah, you're that hawk that just circles around that little raven. Yeah, a little raven saw a little hawk and wants to go play with that little hawk and thinks, oh, I can fly as high as the hawk. Let me play with that hawk, baby. You can't. Why? Because you be getting tired. You be flapping them wings. You're that little raven flapping your wings, and the hawk is above you, gliding, using aerodynamics, fam. I don't even need to flap my wings. I just spread them. I just spread them, and I keep going higher. I'm soaring up high, and now what are you doing? You're burning energy. You're burning energy. You're losing calories, and guess what? There are limits. There are limits and there are levels to this game. Because the hawk and the eagle can soar up high, but the little fellas think it can, like, oh, I'm gonna fly underneath you and I'm gonna catch you on the other side. You think this is Top Gun? You think that I've still not seen it, but one day I will, and you think this is you think you're Top Gun? You're Top Gun, aren't you? Okay, fine. Okay, I see it. I see it inside you. That was just a test. You wanna fly high, let's fly high. You wanna soar? Let's soar, baby. But the point is, what are we talking about? Ladies, comfort, and hygiene. Concentrate. Bring it all in. Concentrate for a second. Stay on topics. So first of all, we're helping the environment. I'd like to just remind you that we're helping the environment. Nobody is more dedicated to the environment than this platform. And no, I'm pretty sure there are other people who are more dedicated. But like, I love the environment. Let me tell you this, because you know who came from the environment? I came from the environment, fam. I guess you can call me Mr. Environmental. I guess you can say I'm environmentally friendly. I guess you can say that me and the environment goes way back. How back? Way back. Before you, Buster. Maybe a little bit after, depending on the timeline, but you know what I mean? We go way back. We're tight! Me and the environment. So that's why I'd like to propose we build this and stop with the whatever it is that we're, sure, like it's working just fine. Okay. But let's add the cups too. The G strings and the panties with the cups. I bet there's a market there. I bet there's a market there. We create the market. We are the market. The market dictates what sells. And it's gold. It's better than gold. Maybe you've been reading or hearing murmurs and rumors and whispers of gold in Uganda. Uganda, 12 trillion tons of gold, or no, $12 trillion worth of gold, 30 million one ton. A lot of gold they found in Uganda, but this is better than that. Where do you want it? Because you can always go, stable minerals and rocks and natural resources. You can put your money where it's been at, on something that's safe, something that can be used for so many things. But it's hard to get. Think about that. Now it's hard to. Now you're gonna have to, like, what do you want to do? You want to bring other people in and have them dig it for you? We can make these cups on our own, man. We can make these G strings on our own. As a matter of fact, I've already started. I'm doing a test run with my own underwear right now, and I'm making it. It's an arts and crafts project. It'll probably take me a good 48 hours. I'll make it over the weekend. Next thing you know, I'm practicing, putting it to the test, running tests. And you're like, where are you getting females to run this test? It's difficult. It's very difficult. So if you're looking at, do you want to be a part of a study, of a safe study that'll pay you in not money? What are you into money now? Oh, if you're looking for that easy, just hit me with that 1-2 paycheck, this isn't that type of, because it's not. This is about, we're doing it for ourselves, for the shits and the giggles and the betterment of the people. So you'll be getting the reward. The reward is in itself, in the act of doing it, is taking control of your life and being a part of a movement and being a part of history. Don't you want to be a part of history? You're like, everybody already is a part of, you're right about that, but don't you want to be cemented? Don't you want to be just like, imagine you and then cement all over you. You're stuck in history now, aren't you? That's you. You want to be that? This isn't helping. You want to be cement. Let me rephrase it. You want to be cemented in history? You want to be. So yes, cemented in history, so that next thing you know, 50, 100, 1,000 years from now, they can grab you out of the cement and be like, man, was that an unfortunate accident? Was it the mob, or was it, or did they get cemented in history because they dabbled in a little experiment called the, what do we call this thing? The G-string thong period. Because you got the tampon and the Tampex. Are you cupping? The cup. Simple. C-U-P, baby. C-U-P. Are you cupping? I can just imagine it now. Ladies, no more cramps. You're like, how does it impact my cramp? It does. Uh, you're making friends. And it's so easy to use. You have a cup of your own. It's your own blood, first of all, so it's right there. You know, you could make friends. You know how you go into the subway, things might get awkward a little bit. You're stuck in the subway. You forgot your headphones. You forgot your book. You just hold on to that cup for a second. And it's like it'll comfort you, and also give you something to stare at, so that you're not staring at the other person sitting right across from you. Like it's like 20-30 minutes you've been staring at that person. You know, what is this? Ultimate staring competition championship of the world? Because I've been there. Don't take it there. I can't sit here and lock eyes. Because if I locks the eyes, then no one's going home. We're gonna be here for hours, for days, for years. I did it once in '87, where we got into it. Talking staring contest, baby. We held it down and up, and it was crazy. The crowd went wild. I was using techniques like the no movement stare. Yeah, like this one, and then the other one that I used, the one that you well, I had this technique, right, where I'd be staring, eyes locked, but I'd slightly lower my gaze, and I'd slowly bring it up, slightly lower the gaze like this. I wouldn't blink like this, you know, staring like it's like this, and I've been told not to do these things because, you know, a fella broke his neck, some other lady broke her arms through just staring, dude, just staring competitions. And which is why I'm like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. As much as I love the game, I gotta at one point say goodbye and go out on a high note, which is why I decided to go into business. Hence the cup, introducing the all comfortable, all natural, multicolored cup for your lady. Oh, whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? You're wondering, what am I gonna get her? The G-string panty cup, baby. It's your mom's birthday, isn't it? The cup. Grandma's birthday too. Oh, she's probably on menopause. Let's not kid ourselves. So, but nonetheless, you could still, as a reminder, as a way to just be like, who's still young and ovulating granny? Hand her a cup, dude. You and her both know it's not happening, but it's just good to be inclusive, ain't it? At one point, guess where you came from? Also environment, dude. We're just a bunch of environmentalists today, aren't we, man? Fuck. We're doing saving animals, saving the environment, saving people, creating. I mean, there are really no limits as to how far we can go. There are no limits. You're like, this is as far as I can go. I'd like to get off now. We can go further, and we will go further. Each and every week we go deep. We go so deep. We go super deep. Ouch. It's starting to hurt. That's when you know you've hit something, and that you should probably start to pull out, dude. Pull out, not so deep. Okay? But we go deep. And sometimes you need to scratch the surface. You need to sometimes go places where there are no lights here. There's no lights. Sometimes you're like, man, I wish I knew which direction I should be taking. And let me tell you something, fella, lady, you're already on it. You're on that right path. You're doing everything, and I believes in you, and I need you to believe in you. And you're like, I do, and I'm like, great, fantastic. We're all on the same page then. Sip to you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been with me for quite some time now. We're slowly but surely getting stronger, getting faster, growing in every which way, and it is remarkable. It's amazing. My life has changed. I'm hoping your lives are changing too, for the better, of course. And together, we're just going to keep doing this and have lots of fun. I want to send everybody positive thoughts and hearts out there all around the world. I don't care who you are. Yeah. I don't care who you are. Like I care about you, but I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. What I'm trying to say is that we got plenty of room. Plenty of room. I don't care who you are. Maybe just stop saying I don't care who you are. I care who you are. Forget about that 4 or 5 times of me saying I don't care who you are. I care who you are. Look at us caring for who we are together. So bring it back here on Mondays, on Wednesdays, on Fridays. Catch the shows on the YouTubes, on the Instagrams. Talk about it. Spread amongst yourselves equally. Get into groups if you like. Break up the groups. Shake and bake, baby. You know, throw one down, pour one out. Put a couple of C's up, put a couple of C's down. Put all the letters up, put them all down. Write a letter, you know? And you're doing it. You're doing it, you're kicking butt, you're taking names. I love you, that's what I wanted to say. And I'll be back here again on Monday. In the meantime, what do we say? What do we say? It's been another So-So production. Glad you made it. Talk to y'all soon. Hugs and kisses all around. Peace out.